LeBron, less than 30 seconds left, down 6. 99.9% of NBA games are over at that point. What can you take us through? Kind of, is it the poise, the experience, the first with Marcus and the steal and the 3, and then you with the steal? Can you kind of just take us through those sequences?
Yeah, I mean, the game's never over till zeros on the clock, obviously, and Marcus was able to get that steal. Jay Sean fouled him for the 3. He made all 3. They called timeout, and we went in with a game plan to, not foul right away. Try to make a play on the ball, see if we can create a turnover, extend the game a little bit. And I was able to get a back tap on Reed. We kicked it up, fumbled the ball a little bit. I tried to hit Luke for a 3, but I kind of fumbled a little bit, and they rotated to him. He threw it back to me, and I was able to tie it. So, and then, they came in with a game plan to get a ball to Sangoon to win it. And Jax did a great job of high hands on that possession. I was able to get a rebound and ultimately going into overtime. So we executed that game plan to a T to even force overtime.
And then how do you keep composure going into the overtime itself? You barely sat in the second half and just kind of continuing to will yourself to try and get a win.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we came that far, so trying to see if I can make plays. Obviously my presence on the floor, is key for our ball club. But I thought the guys did a great job, especially in overtime. I thought Marcus was great in overtime, hit the 3, and away from their bench. I think Rui threw it over the top. He hit the 3. He got to the free throw line, made free throws. And everybody kind of chipped in. It was just a gutty win for us.
Marcus has missed the playoffs the last 3 seasons. What do you think this means to him, and what is he showing you guys what it means to be in the playoffs again?
Well, I can't speculate what it means to him. That would be a question for Marcus. I can't tell you what it, try to decide what it means for him, but I know what it means for me and for the ball club to have him. And, his will, his competitive nature. He's battle-tested, obviously, in his career. I've went against him in multiple series, so, I know what he brings to the table. And, he continues to, just kind of be that, that even kill. There's a lot of things that happen throughout the course of a postseason game where you can be, high or low, but certain guys that's been battle-tested know how to stay even kill. So it's great to have one on your side.
Just as a guy who's done so much in the game, how have you processed this challenge from April 2nd till now to be out to your major horses, as you called them the other day, and then have to kind of rework what you're going to do on the fly with the most important games coming up?
Yeah, I mean, it's very challenging. I mean, listen, we've built our team the way we wanted to play throughout the course of a season. And obviously we had injuries throughout the course of the season, but that helped. That happens. It's a long marathon, and you hope that once you get to the sprint, which is the postseason, that you have your horses and everybody's in place and everybody has their role. Everybody know what their roles are, and we try to play it to a T. And obviously, the last week of the season, the last thing you will want or the last thing you even want to imagine or think about is 2 of your best players going down with injuries and not being ready for the postseason. So it was a shift for all of us. It's challenging for all of us. It's challenging for me. It's challenging for Marcus. It's challenging for Luke, for everybody. There's only a couple of guys' roles that kind of stayed the same, and it's like, Jackson, DA, their roles stayed the same. But, Bronny stepping in and, playing, meaningful minutes and Jake and, it's just like everybody who's getting those minutes off the bench, everyone has to, do a little bit more, because of how much we're missing. So, like I said, it's a challenge for all of us, and we're just trying to figure it out together on the fly.
LeBron, you sat for, I think, 1 minute and 53 seconds, if my math is right, in the second half of that game. What were the conversations like with JJ and the way he managed timeouts? You were always, it looked like if there was a second to be had sitting down, you would take it during those timeouts. And how were you able to kind of keep your legs through that process?
I think it's just preparing myself for these moments. Obviously, throughout the course of the game, we were trying to find ways where I could get a break or whatever the case may be. But like the game was so close and it was like a possession game that, I felt like we could, really turn the game to benefit us and win the game. And if that meant that I didn't get a break and I had to dig deep or deeper without getting a break in order for us to possibly win a game and go up 3-0, then so be it. That's what it is. We don't play tomorrow. So I'll have an opportunity to rest all day tomorrow, rest as much as I can, and just kind of just stay in the moment. And that's basically it.
Last two.
LeBron, Jackson said post-game, feels like the team's playing every game like it's their last of the year. How have you guys kind of embodied that must-win mindset for every single time you get on the floor, especially late in this game where you guys were down 6 with like 25 seconds to go?
I mean, what else are we gonna do? We don't have the luxury of like, thinking about maybe it's another game or it's a game, game 6, game 7. Like our only mindset is like the next game. Like we have to be in the moment. Like we are not. I keep harping on it. Like we're missing some very important pieces to our ball club. Like very important. Just thinking of the landscape of the postseason, I don't know if there's any other team that's missing their top 2 players, top 2 scorers. I know Embiid is out, right, for Philly. I know J-Dub just hurt his hamstring again, unfortunately. Yeah, Wemby. I think that's so like that's the last thing you will want is any of your guys, going down at this point in the season. So we don't have the luxury of like being passive or being complacent. Like we don't have the luxury to do that. So our whole mindset is like we have to do everything it takes in that particular game, in that particular moment, in that particular possession, in order for us to win basketball games. Because our we don't have a long leash of error. We don't have a lot for error.
Last question.
LeBron, you said how surreal and crazy it was to just be in a playoff game with Bronny in front of your mom and your wife. To throw an alley-oop to him and see him finish it and see him, kind of get like 5 points in 5 minutes in that flurry today. How did that feel to be on the court, the first father to son assist in playoff history?
There's like many moments that happen throughout the course of the game. Like in a postseason game, I'm always like super locked in. And over the last like 3 games, there's been like many moments where it's I kind of locked out, if that makes sense. And all those moments has been with Bronny, and it's like, it's just keep getting better and better. It's like wild, and for him to come in, you see the 5 points, but his attention to detail, his defensive mindset, his prowess on the ball, guarding, defending, and then when they decided to go far removed underneath his pick and roll that I was setting, for him to be confident in his work that he's put in to step up and make that shot and then run the floor and be able to catch that lob. Every moment, not just him, but like young players, you get. I was talking to Dan. I was like the amount of confidence that a young kid in our league can get from a postseason game. It's like a regular season game would never. You would never get nervous from a regular season moment ever again when you play meaningful postseason games and postseason minutes. And he's done that, and I think that's just pretty cool for his career, for his confidence. I mean, shit, I've done enough. Appreciate it.